Hey guys, real quick before we start, we did part 5 live on stream, and you can go watch the raw if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and edit down the parts where I was writing in the journal or talking to chat, and just give it a little more conciseness, so that you don't have to go weed through a live stream to get the context of part 5. Also appears to be roughly nighttime, so I think we were about to sleep, maybe? Yeah, we must have been on the way to bed, maybe? When I lit this fire, both my bed and the fence caught on fire. Which was entirely predictable, but also big dumb. This is... Why am I so dumb? Like, we are related. Surely you are not this dumb. You're professional, you have a job and everything. Does fence prevent bears? Fence prevents everything but bears, unless you go one higher. What is killing me? What is killing me? What is happening? Okay, I just got attacked? Yeah. Oh man, monsters. So this is the first night we've spent out in the open, not near the ocean. The ocean normally blocks spawns. So these are the first monsters we've seen all game. I don't have a spear or anything to fight them with. Maybe I do. But yeah, that sucks. We just... Jeez. Can't fight that. We might actually just straight up die as a result of everything. But yeah, so fences block bears. Or everything but bears. If you do a too high fence, you can block bears. Bears can climb 2 blocks high. Man, we got messed up. And we have no food, right? Yeah, this is like bad. We're gonna have to get our grunting sticks on. No, there are plenty of mushrooms in the area. And our cook pot should be done at 7. So I think the priority here is mushrooms, strangely enough. The monsters should go away if we outrange them, and then I think they despawn. So I'm not like super stressed about the monsters, even though they will mess me up. Can't you eat the water corn dog plants? You can eat the water corn dog plants, but it is better to save them for... They make a few useful items and healing items too, which we might actually end up gathering here at some point. No berries. There's a pig. A couple of pigs, a deer. Yeah, there's stuff going on here, but there were 1 million mushrooms in this area like yesterday. Why can't we find them now? These turnips, I think we might just... That will be done soon-ish. Not yet. So we'll just keep looking for mushrooms for now. There we go. You're going to be amazed at the cook pot and how far it makes the food go. Like, getting pottery going is literally the beginning of the game. It's so silly. Reading YouTube chat. Throwing rocks is honestly a good defense. I learned that with the wolves. Like, I was skeptical, and I was wrong. This game is stupid enough I might buy it just so I can be the anchor to your boat. Yeah, it's honestly really fun in a group because you can be super casual or you can be super try hard, and it doesn't step on toes as bad as like taking out a bear with just rocks to see if it's possible. I can't dodge for the life of me. I'm sure this is your first time here, but the first 4 episodes of this was me trying to kill a single wolf and just getting trounced every single time. We can eat the but through like running backwards and kiting a bear while turning, I am at the point where I just dig a hole. I dig a very specific hole for killing bears. It serves no other purpose but to kill bears. I want to like run away when this is almost done, but maybe we'll gather some cattails, I guess. Yeah, this is a good use of time. What can go away? This stupid pine seed can go away. Yeah, like, I know that wolves should not be a big threat. Like, you can just sidestep them while sprinting, right? But that just fundamentally has not been my experience. We intend to get good at combat at some point, but right now, I'm mostly just trying to get over the frustration of having settled in a temporally unstable area. That was yesterday, I'm still mad about it. Built our whole farm, we started to build a house, and then I realized that my wheel was turning. And now I have to find another place to live. So if we were to eat these cattails, we'd have to dig up the roots, and then they wouldn't regrow, and then it would be a pain to go find more. If we use them to make bandages, then we can heal up, and that will save us from the food penalty. Which, that's good. Okay. So, our stuff is done. Cookpot is great. Do we have a fire here? We don't. I just have too much stuff right now. I can combine those. Okay. Yeah, it has been a rough run, honestly. What about fishing, Gret asks. We did a little fishing. We caught, I think, 2 small fish, a medium fish, and a big fish. And that was actually pretty reasonable. I feel kind of bad that like half of that video was just the stick sounds, but is what it is. Okay, so with the cook pot, you can do meals. Yeah, I'm gonna starve right now, actually. That sucks. Do I have firewood? Okay, but you need a bowl to take food out of the pot. It's a whole thing. Can't you just move everything? I can. The problem is I can't find a place that I like to settle down. Like, I found a visually pleasing area, and I'm like, this is my home. And then it's like, no, it's not. So, I'm just annoyed at it, right? Because we spent time looking for a place. Healing is as good as food. IMO. I want to get to like copper and stuff because the game kind of opens up a little later decoratively. We're gonna save the last one. Okay, cool. Okay, so one serving of Witch's Hat stew is 480 food. Like, that's crazy. It's so much better than what we saw before, right? Alright, and then I'll do my last healing. That way I don't have any food penalty. If I had healed and then starved 1 point, I would get the food penalty because I'd be missing HP. Witch's Hat is not a poisonous mushroom, as far as I know. Okay. So you see the wheel at the very bottom. It's kind of standing still. If I go far enough this way, it'll start turning negatively. But we want to find a place where it turns positively, just so I don't have to think about it, so I don't have to worry about it. My storage vessel is not going to be done until 3 p.m., I think. Grab some onions for sure. Oop. Do I have to wait for these to be... I was hoping to get some seeds. Maybe I have to wait for them to be full. I don't know anything about farming. We're kind of learning it on the go. Well, this is like a perfectly nice area, right? Is that 2 peaks? It is. I'm sure I ran by this like 100 times and said, not this place. But your standards just go down over time, you know? Damn, so I've been eating more death caps than witches' hats because I thought it was an evil mushroom. Yeah, like death cap, funeral bell, fool's anything, those are going to be your poison mushrooms. Liberty caps? I don't think they're called Liberty bells, but they're psychedelic. Like, I like this area, but the water's not deep enough to make me happy. And I know that about myself. I know that eventually I'll probably end up on the west coast of the island, because that's where I like to build my houses. On the last map that I was testing on, I somehow ended up in this valley, and like the only thing to eat were the Liberty caps. And unfortunately, I just had to smash like 100 of them, right? There was no other food around, and I was starving to death. And I'm like, I guess this is a sustainable solution, because they'll respawn, you know? Could we live this close to 2 peaks? I think so. So the theory is that somewhere up on this mountain is our world spawn, but I don't actually know. No clue. Not the foggiest. Today's goal is kind of to find a new housing spot. You know, honestly, this'll do. In the past, I have lived with a big rock face at my back, and I have regretted it every single time. So maybe on the other side of this. Got our red clay here, got a cave. This might be it. Those mushrooms are really good. They give you a ton of food. The indigo milk caps. So it's not like we can't get water. It's that I don't want to put a ton of effort into building like a pretty pond. I just want to have a pretty pond. I think this one is going to be it. I'm just trying to decide which side of it, because I kind of like this spot here. But I don't know if I'm going to get annoyed being like in this bowl of space. And if the sun sets over that mountain, I'm going to be really annoyed. I know that about myself. Okay, growing onions, but I guess they're too young to harvest. Mushrooms, promising. I don't know, like there's a lot of approaches to housing, right? Maybe that's where spawn is. Maybe that's not 2 peaks at all. Oh. Wish I hadn't done that. Tons of mushrooms right here, so maybe this is a fine spot. The ocean? Well, what? Okay, we're officially lost. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense seeing the other stuff in your channel. Have you been around a long time? I don't recognize your name. But I think you just called me a turbo nerd. Which I'm okay with. Berries don't go into meals until later, so it's okay to eat those on the spot. Peat. Peat is good. I don't know why, but people lose their shit over peat. No, I just saw a glimpse of your other content, and I see a D&D TTRPG stuff. I made, like, a really fun tabletop role-playing game. But, ooh, flax. We always have inventory space for flax. We will throw things out to fit the flags. Yep. So flax is used for all kinds of things. Armor and automation stuff and healing items and all kinds of crafting. Should be some seeds here, right? Did I imagine that it dropped some flax? Like, there it is. Why would you name yourself Suck Attack? But yeah, no, inventory items like linen is kind of like the most valuable thing to a lot of players for most of the game. Well, there's snow up there. Like, I don't want to say it, but I think we have to just die to find spawn. Okay, but first we need to get back to wherever we were. I am completely turned around at this point. Conglomerate granite gives us the highest chance of figuring out where we are, because we have several landmarks in that region. This looks vaguely familiar. I think this might be the tool pond that we hit on the way back. So if that's correct, we would expect to see the arches right over here. But we don't. But we don't. Eat onion. It's copper, but there's no way to landmark it. Okay, there's the flower hill. That is on our map for sure. And that's 2 peaks. Now, we don't know that 2 peaks is where spawn is. That was an assumption that we made. So, past the flower hill is the arch somewhere over there. Did I just get halfway into my TTRPG thought and then stop? I think I did. Anyway, I made a super fun game, but it's only exciting for people that have played a lot or DMs that want to tell like good stories really quickly. So it's hard to sell to people because like you have to get into it before it's valuable. Okay, flowers. Somewhere here is the Crystal Cave. That's what we're going to call it. And above that is copper. So what did we say? We said over there somewhere was like a nice place to settle down. It's a nice big space. I just wish that was like infinitely deeper, and then we would settle there. I don't know if you can actually just dig out the bottom of water, or if you have to do a whole thing. Like, I don't know if the water will fall if I dig out the bottom, and that would be worse than just having shallow water. Well, let's get back to the hut. And there should be a storage vessel waiting for us soon. Alright, there's the arches. And there's our hut. I think as long as the wheel isn't turning, then we're good. Like, if we're at full, I don't think it'll turn. Okay, 2 mushrooms. 2 onions. Should be done-ish, yeah. There we go. Okay, now we can drop all our farming stuff in here until we actually find somewhere to farm. That'll save us so much space. I like lupins in this game. I do too. I'm thinking about making some flower roads where like the flowers lead us to places, but I don't know what's valuable yet, so it's kind of a goal for later, maybe. Anything else we need to leave behind? The fishing pole we could probably leave behind for now. The torch we can leave on a wall. I'm going to leave 1 serving in there so that when we come back tonight and we're starving to death, we could just grab it from the pot. Okay. Arches the hut. I think I marked a little hill where the... Yeah, so this hill I think is where the gear started to turn. Just past this, maybe? Yeah, okay, now it's turning. So, basically anywhere except exactly where I want to be. As is so often the case. So we will circle around... we'll circle around the ruins. The archway ruins. Kind of try to identify... we could probably let these grow a little longer. Spelt. I try not to harvest stuff until I need it because I die, I drop it, all kinds of stuff happens, and it just goes to waste. The people I've played with previously are like Very industrial. They'll get to iron on the first day, and they'll have 5 furnaces. And I do not play survival games that way at all. I do one thing at a time in very small quantities. So getting something like steel armor would take me forever. There's one native copper bit here. I think we're going to ignore it for right now. Gather these mushrooms, though. Yeah, once we pick a place to live, then we can get, you know, more into like doing productive things all the time instead of this running around back and forth. we can set up projects and do things, you know. Maybe hunt these animals. Don't kill me, pig. What do we got? Spelt. Yeah, there's the flower hill. Like, ideally, you're not actually passing nights at all. You use that time to be productive and spend less food. But it's been so hopeless. I can't stress enough, if you guys didn't watch the first couple episodes, like, it was a struggle. Everything is super casual right now compared to that time in the forest by the coast. Which is, I guess, you know, why I wanted to record in the first place, is like, I know something bad's going to happen, and I'm going to wish that I had it. But we are not finding that kind of ravine that we found before. Maybe I'm not going deep enough into the plains. But it was right next to 2 peaks, right? Oh man, we're back at that water. Okay. Flower Hill. I also think maybe I inverted my north and south when I made this map. And, so yeah, like everything could just be ass backwards once we figure out actual directions. We haven't really been able to see the sun from anywhere that we've been so far at a time that would be helpful. Okay, so this is definitely where we were. I think this is... I don't know if it's just foggy right now, or if it would be foggy all the time. But you gotta consider the weather when you move in somewhere. Like, do you really want it to be foggy 24/7? 6:30 p.m. We have stayed out way too late. This could be a fine pond. Makes it easy to explore multiple areas. It's a bear. And we don't have... Oh man, water. We don't have a bear hole, so if that bear wanted to kill us, he just could. I think a lot of people play Hunter, because there's like classes in the game, and I think they very easily forget that they're 10% faster than the average Seraph. They're playing on super baby easy mode and they don't realize it. You play in Valheim with no map. I think Valheim is easily one of the bottom 5 games I've ever played. I played it for 6 hours, and I tried to get a refund, and they were like, nah, dog, while simultaneously bragging about their millions of sales. So, Valheim and the company that makes it are fucking dead to me. I hate those guys so much. But to answer your question, I have no idea. I only played it for 6 hours. Okay, I think we want to try to get some pottery going and maybe finish up this wall. At least make it a little safer, right? After last night's attack, which I didn't appreciate. Can we make some more fences? I think so. We used to have a ton of sticks. Now we don't. Makes me sad. Used it all on fencing. Do I have any blocks? I don't think so. I think it'll be fine. Oh my god, let me in. Yeah, okay. So, what do we need to make clay-wise? Oh man, those fats. I forgot the fats. Yeah, we could do this. Nothing bad is going to happen. We are geniuses. Gret is Russian. She's having trouble figuring out what I said about Valheim sucking big old donkey dicks. But I'm going to let her take the time to let it really sink in. Okay, we need the fats, all the fats. We need bed. We need firewood. We need sticks. I think that's good. Yeah, refund. I thought it was really bad. I think I played through the first boss. Excuse me. And I basically just punched things. I never equipped a weapon. I think I did to try it out after I beat the boss, but like I don't know. It was really easy and not very interesting. I didn't make any armor. I just naked punched my way through the first boss. It's something that I do in most games to be like, how important are items in this game, you know? And the answer is more often than you would think, not at all important. I have watched a couple of people play late game and it doesn't look any more interesting to me. Okay, 4 lumps of rendered fat. Let's go. Okay, 9:40. I think we want to sleep just past the time. Okay, we didn't wake up to an ambush, so that's a good start. I don't know if... I really don't know how much firewood to use, like ever. Lump of rendered fat. So what rendered fat is going to do for us is let us make pelts is really the big thing. Oil lamps never burn out, so those are also pretty helpful. Usually I'll make one. Longbow, I think I normally don't have access to because I'm not a hunter. Could be something to look into, but I don't think so yet. Also, all these gears and stuff, I've never made a windmill. I have no idea. It's not really till later. We gotta get to copper. But really for the pelts is the big thing. So, like, we should be able to... yeah. Oil this bear pelt. And then set it out and let it kind of turn into... First boss about deer. Yeah, the deer. But it's not just the boss, right? It's everything up to the boss. I would have expected that I needed to make a weapon or some armor at some point. Naked punching things to death is what I like to do, but it should be difficult to do it. And it was just kind of brain dead, like, I don't know. I think we want to do 4 servings of 2. I think that's what we want. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. This hut is very small. Okay, the fat can go in here. We never did get to pottery last night, but that's fine. I really have no idea how much firewood to put. Okay. Did we find our location? I don't believe we did. So let's just walk up to 2 peaks and see what we see. Maybe we'll climb 2 peaks a little bit, although it's very tall. This is the one that we said was too foresty, right? We were worried about bears and wolves eating us. Oh, there's a baby wolf. Yeah, this is not it. Let me tell you. You need a grass-free floor for your base? Yes. If we were staying any longer, I would deal with it, but nah, dog. I did find a tin bronze scythe in a jar. Again, I've never done farming, so maybe that's really good find or a really dumb useless find. I honestly don't know. Is that a little pool of water under the... Did we already walk up here? Well, this is chill. I don't hate it. But I am less and less convinced that this is... spawn, right? We've got some mushrooms. What kind? Fool's cone cap. So because it's got fools in the name, we're going to assume it's poisonous. I could take the time to prove it, but... Oh, the sun, the sun, the sun. Okay, if that's east, this is west. The sun would absolutely set behind this mountain and piss me off. So our perspective area is out for sure. Also, 2 peaks is not... it's not spawn. What the fuck are those? They look menacing. I don't know why, but they do. Alright, so there's the conglomerate sands. There's some water. Yeah, we don't recognize any of this. I was completely wrong about my map. That pool there would be acceptable. So that spot there, somewhere in this region, could be okay. I plan to play tomorrow without a map too, so I can say you inspired a new adventure. Let me know how it goes for sure. I'm very curious about it. It makes me happy, but it's not for everyone. I'm just making a note here that Two Peaks is not spawn. I want to make sure that I clear that up later. Maybe I'll make some shorts about my adventure later. Do it. Do it. Back to the game. This is also why I kind of hesitated to stream it, because I stopped to make these journal entries, you know, and you're just going to sit there looking at the top of my head. I had initially messed with some... What the hell is this valley? Is that a wolf attacking something? Maybe a bear? But, I don't know what I saw. I didn't see nothing. That's what I saw. Yeah, so I found some like digital note-taking stuff that was okay. I actually did a whole trial run. We had a Vintage Story Field Notes was the original draft for this, and I was going to do it digital and on screen. I don't remember what happened. There was something wrong with the map. Also, like, writing on the Wacom was just fundamentally different than writing in a notebook. Like, having to hand-eye coordinate to where I am on the screen and having to switch apps all the time, it was not what I wanted. So we backed down and we switched. But Liberty Caps. Then I found that mod that lets you do a journal in-game. You can just doodle freely in it, which is kind of cool. But I wanted to keep this vanilla, partially because all the mods are AI, and digging through them makes me sad. But also you add one mod, and it's like, well, why don't you add all these other mods? And then the version updates, and nothing works anymore. And it's... What the fuck, bro? Dude. Go away. Fourth death, Mountain Sheep 1v1. Gonna add a page for Mountain Sheep in the bestiary. Okay, that one was aggressive, and it took more than two spear throws. That is all the information that we gained there. But now we get to find spawn and our items. So, I am less stressed now because we have storage vessel and like food. Oh, motherfucker. It's a wolf. Who would have thunk it? He's gonna die all over the place. Okay, what is this? Granite? So wherever spawn is has granite. Granite gravel. I think we're going to climb up instead of going down this time. There's snow and ice, but if it helps us figure out where we are, right? Nope. I thought there'd be something solid to land on. There was not. Like, this spawn is awful. Not all spawns are this bad. Okay, this is a lot more ice than we thought. What the hell? Goes on for days, y'all. Now, where's the sun? Overhead. Fantastic. 11. So it's rising there, so that's east. Man. It's so much. I guess from a distance it looked small, but that's like... I'm a stupid child logic, right? I'm like, that's not that much snow and ice. Oh, yeah, there are many snowy peaks. Okay, there is our hell, I think. So I would expect conglomerate sands to be this way. Kind of looks like it, right? This game and Path of Exile have a lot in common. Tell me more. Just a note that there is normally a mini-map, right? There's like a good map that you can mark things on, and it'll just tell you where stuff is. Okay, this looks reasonable? Is that 2 peaks? I think that's 2 peaks, and I think this is the water next to it. Okay, let's start going down, because I think I've figured out where spawn is. I think this is the same water that we saw from 2 peaks. And I think we're just further back from it than I thought. On previous death runs, we kind of stumbled around until we found water and then followed the coast to the left. And that ended us up in a forest by the water. So I think we're just coming out somewhere different. Like, I think maybe we were coming out down here somewhere. But it's been so long, I really can't remember. Okay. Yes. Crops. Rye. I don't care enough about rye right now. I want to get my items back. Like, the red wine caps. We had some of those at 2 peaks. This water looks like 2 peaks. You guys didn't hear that pig that's going to murder me, but I sure did. Okay. So... I don't remember that. We're going to go on the assumption that this is the right direction, that this is right next to Two Peaks. But that could be wrong. Again, dying now kind of sucks because we lose our inventory. I have to go remake bags and stuff. A lot of crops here. I think I might have just been wrong. Just plain wrong. Yeah. It all just looks so familiar, but you're telling me that it's not. All right, like none of this is familiar to me. Except that like you see these ruins. Is this not the water by Two Peaks? This 1000% is. Right? So that stupid sheep must be around here somewhere, right? Normally, when you die, there's a marker on your map that says like, hey dummy, this is where your items are. One of the challenges of what we're doing here is that I get no such courtesy. I have to find exactly where I died, or I'm just out of luck. I don't remember what we were doing when we got sheeped. That's not a mountain sheep. Does anyone recall anything about my death? Oh, that's a bear. Don't think I was that high up. I don't think I was doing anything. I feel like I was right around here. Oh, cool. A monster. But I haven't seen a single mountain sheep, which means what? It doesn't mean anything. So many seeds. We were doing good. I don't think I was anywhere near something like this. Two of them? What is even happening here? I'm just getting absolutely bullied. What was I working on when I died? I have lost all momentum. all knowledge of what I was doing. See a pig. Don't see no mountain sheep. I think we walked up to 2 peaks. And then like around. Remember this? Could be because I've done it 4,000 times, not because it was relevant. I believe my items despawn at some point. I just don't know which point. Okay, looks like a mountain sheep could hang out here. I don't think this bear is guarding my corpse, but maybe? That looked like a mountain sheep. Okay, this feels right. This feels related. So the bear is just guarding my corpse. Where did I actually die? I need to be fairly exact to find my items. I don't know, if I was minding my own damn business, where would I go? I think that's the hard question we need to answer. Because that's what I was doing when I died. Alright, Liberty Caps, I remember those. My items have to be right around here, right? There should be like several bags on the ground, right? Like it should be obvious where I died. Like I don't want to just accept that all the items are gone, but like 8,000% sure I died here in this valley. Upsetting. I thought we were gonna start winning, but yeah, my items must be long gone. Guess we took too long getting back. Probably shouldn't have eaten that stupid mushroom. Yeah, super sucks. I guess I could have been anywhere in this area. I think the hard thing is like I just don't remember what items I had, so I don't know what to replace. I don't know what I lost. I don't know how upset to be. Okay, so this was kind of a major fail day. I don't remember if we found a place to live or not, which is maybe frustrating. At 9 p.m., I think we're just gonna eat the food penalty. Get some sleep. 2 Peaks is not spawn, but gave views of a potential second coast. After an aggressive mountain sheep put me down, I climbed to the top of the spawn mountains. It spanned far further than I expected. I was unable to locate my dropped items, and so we begin again.